Hello class, this is Professor Call and we are going to go over a few examples from your stoichiometry worksheet. So get out your worksheet, pull up your worksheet and get out your periodic table, pull that up, and let's go over one problem from each section. In the first section, you're asked to calculate the molar mass of calcium. This is very simple for all 6 of those problems. You're going to look over at your periodic table. Now, for my purposes, I've just drawn portions of the periodic table right over here to refer to. So if you find element number 20, or the element that has an atomic number of 20, you're going to see calcium right there, and it has an atomic mass of 40.078 grams. Or in other words, the mass of calcium is 40.078. So all you're doing right here when you calculate the molar mass is finding out what mass is equivalent to 1 mole of calcium. So here, 40.078 grams of calcium is equivalent to 1 mole of calcium. It's as easy as that. For all 6 problems, you are finding out what is equivalent of 1 mole of calcium. And the atomic mass is going to be equal to 1 mole. All right, let's go on to the second section where you're asked to calculate the molar mass of sodium chloride. Now, you have 2 elements right here, sodium and chloride. I've drawn them over here. You can find them on your periodic table. Sodium has an atomic number of 11, and chlorine has an atomic number of 17, and we have their atomic mass right under them. So to find out our molar mass, we are just going to add the atomic mass of sodium and chlorine together. So sodium is 22.990 grams Na, and we're going to add it now to chlorine, 35.45 grams of chlorine, and get our final answer. Now you guys can round to the second digit. And so let's add these up really quickly. I'm going to round this to 23 actually. And I'm going to add my 35.45. And I get 58.45 grams of sodium chloride. That would equal 1 mole of sodium chloride. All right, now we're going to do a problem from the third section. Calculate the mass of 4 moles of H2. This should be the middle problem on your stoichiometry worksheet. And here's a little cutout from my periodic table. Hydrogen has an atomic number of 1 and an atomic mass of 1.01. And this time we're asked to calculate the mass, and we're given the moles, where in the past we were calculating the mass with our given grams. So you know right now, since you're calculating the mass, you're going to need to have your answer in grams. So what do we start with? We are told that we're starting with 4 moles of H2. So we're going to write 4 moles of H2. Now you know your answer, your final answer, needs to be in grams. So what do? Well, the first thing we need to do is get out of moles. So I'm going to have you cross cancel. To get out of moles, we need to know how many grams of H2 there are per moles of H2. And you know from finding grams that that's equivalent to the atomic mass. So let's look over here. Our atomic mass is 1.01. But that's for H. For H2, you have 2 hydrogens. So you're going to add 1.01 to 1.01 and get 2.02. And you know that 2.02 grams of H2 is equivalent to 1 mole of H2, just like you did up here. grams is equal to 1 mole. Here we have our grams equal to 1 mole. Now we can cross-cancel these moles of H2, and your answer is going to be in grams H2. So what is 4 times 2.02? Your answer will then be 8.08 grams of H2. Stay tuned for part B of this video. We'll go over the next 2 sections of your stoichiometry worksheet.